welcome back to season 3 of the S.H.E Gallery Show. We missed yous. We are here today with our guest, Rhino Anderson. How are you, Ryan?
I'm good.
Good. And you are live with us on CAN TV. Please remember that you can call us throughout the segment at 312-738-1060. That is the phone number that is listed on the bottom of the screen. And please remember that you can always link up with us, reach us directly, and you can always reach out to our previous guest and our guest here tonight at our website, sharinghisenergygallery.net. You can always email us if you have a story to share, or you want to get involved. Please give us an email or give us a call. So we are kicking off the new year, season 3 with CAN TV. We again thank CAN TV for all of their support. Last season and now last year, we also had the opportunity to host our first art exhibition here with CAN TV with our artist Piloto Alfonso and the community. That was awesome. And today we are here with another very, very awesome person, Rhino. Thank you, Rhino. So I had the opportunity to meet Ryan back in October of this year. I saw him by accident performing, and he was very genuine and like hip hop, and I really loved his lyrics. And very friendly. We talked, and I invited him to be on this show. We've kept in touch. He's supported S.H.E Gallery, and now we're supporting Rhino and everything that he is doing. So, Rhino, you are born and raised from the south side of Chicago, is that right?
Yeah, born and raised from the south side of Chicago. It's a pleasant place.
Awesome. And you started here all the way through. You went to school, and then you started making music later on. So, can you please talk to us a little bit more about your earlier influences?
So the way I even started doing music was my pops, my brothers. Before my little brother was born, I used to rap with my older brother. We'd turn on instrumentals, knock on the table, anything we do to get a beat, and then we started spitting lyrics. I used to look up to Lupe Fiasco, Kid Cudi, Toro Moy, a lot of different artists, Pharrell, Missy Elliott. It's a lot of different artists, and it really start from there. My dad used to rap, and we used to drive around in the car, and every time he played a song, he started spitting lyrics, and I'd be like, oh my God,
So you were very much into music, especially rap music, and then you also were influenced by other musicians and also Chicago musicians.
Oh yeah.
That's really awesome. So, and everything started back in the home base, like we always say, everything starts at home. So he was influenced by his family, his father. And then you also played video games as a child, like a lot of kids do. But you didn't just play video games. You wanted to learn how they did what they did. And then you decided to go to school. And you went to school all the way through. Can you please talk to us a little bit more about your experience as a game development student with the International Academy of Design and Technology?
Yeah, it was when I was younger, I always had a creative mind. I'd sketch a lot. I wouldn't even go outside sometimes. I just found myself sketching for like hours. My mom would go to the store and buy me sketchbooks like all the time. And so, I had these games that I would play, and it really took me to the next level because I didn't live in also good neighborhoods. So going outside wasn't really kind of an option sometimes. I went to college and I met some professors there, and it was such a homey thing, and it really propelled everything forward.
What was it like for you to grow up in the south side of Chicago and stay focused on education when your peers outside of school may have not been as focused as you were?
It was tough because I wanted to get involved in some things.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure, hang around. It was kind of tough growing up on the south side. Gunfire, gunshots, things like that. Not in a so good area, so you have to make your time.
But you stood focused.
Yeah, and I stayed focused. Yeah, I was focused. It sucks sometimes, friends outside like, hey, come out, and I'm like, nah.
Did that have anything to do with perhaps your older siblings? Were you looking out for your younger sibling? Was it your mom or?
Yeah, when my younger brother was born, I used to take care of him a lot. My older brother would be outside, he'd be playing basketball, he'd travel the neighborhood and things like that. And, I used to look up to him, when he used to do that too, because I was like, man, I wish I could do that. But I'm in here sketching, so.
And now it's really paid off. So you took yourself serious and you put yourself through school and for game development. And then what else happened to you? Can you please talk to us about what happened to you while you were at school? what experience did you have that changed your life?
So there was this Grammy Award-winning teacher. He goes by the name of Tom Harding. And I had this audio class for one of my game development courses, right? We had to take audio, get video games need audio. And he seen my interest in music and actually working with the program, and I actually, wanted more help and things like that. It got to a point where I was able to use the school studio. And as a child, I was interested in music. So when I got the chance to use the studio, it was kind of like this burst of energy that just came out. So I started recording songs and doing things, and, it come to a shock, people actually kind of like the music.
That's awesome. And throughout while you were sketching and while you were studying game development and doing all of that, you still kept writing. So you wrote poems and you wrote lyrics, and that's something that you just always kept on doing and you continue to do all the time. Like you're probably like reciting a song right now, right?
Yeah.
Like in your head, things are always moving.
I'm at work reciting music. Like I'm supposed to be paying attention. I'm just like,
you're dreaming.
Yeah, like this kid's almost on fire. I'm like, oh my God.
So you're dreaming and you're keeping this, and then you work to actually make your dreams come true. So let's back up a little bit, because you had some expectations. We always talk about education on the S.H.E Gallery show, and we've had prior guests that have complained about the school system and why they left, and teaching artists like yourself now, which we'll get into, that were also very disappointed with what school was like back then. And S.H.E Gallery often talks about the importance of education. Now, I want to clear up that just because I say education does not mean that I'm talking about school. I'm talking about educating yourself. So education and earning a degree is a little bit different. For people like Rhino, he had the opportunity to earn a degree, so yay. And some of us could not afford school and we're not able to learn or to earn a degree, but that should never stop us from continuing to educate ourselves and find resources to do what it is that we need to do. So can you please talk to us a little bit more about your personal experiences as a student and what that was like, the expectations that you had from school, what you liked, what you didn't like, and how that helped you make your choice to be a teaching artist instead of working for a corporation as a designer, making probably a lot more money?
Yeah, so back when I was a student in college and whatnot, I had this expectation because, I was the first to go to college in my family. So
that's awesome. Congratulations.
So it's kind of tough, asking for assistance, asking for help, especially with searching for schools, because it's exactly what are you looking for. And when I got there, I knew what I was getting into, but I felt like there could have been a little bit more. The education was kind of lackluster. And, but, I always take it upon myself to learn on my own.
Was it the field? Did the field that you were studying have anything to do with it?
It was just more so you can kind of tell the school was going in a different direction.
Now, you had mentioned something about lack of teachers.
Yeah, there were a lack of teachers. Teachers started leaving. It just felt like as we got along through the courses that our resources started dwindling very fast. And it didn't feel like all the money we were paying for the degree was being used properly. It was just like, okay, you guys are in, let's just hurry up and get you out.
Right. Right. And fortunately for you, you were able to earn your degree, but something that you had mentioned was this is something that anybody can learn on YouTube or something like that. But it's always really good to have a degree. Nobody can ever take away your education.
Yeah.
And you're respected when you have a degree. You just are. Society just looks at you different. But that should not stop you from educating yourself to do what you have to do.
Exactly. You should
follow your dreams.
Yeah, follow your dreams. Definitely take your time out to learn on your own. Your education doesn't stop or start with school. Education is a lifelong thing. So, educating yourself, becoming intellectual about the certain subjects and it matter is very important throughout your lifetime. So I don't regret it. I got my degree. I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm still learning on my own. I tended to do that. So. Yeah,
and you're teaching others as you go along. You're keeping your peers involved. That's really inspiring. So let's talk a little bit more about, okay, so then you're making your own music now. You got Tom Harding as a role model. Thank you for that. We always share these stories. They're really awesome about, I had this one teacher who really believed in me. And it's always that one teacher that really believed in a person that really changed the person. So thank you, teachers. And thank you, because you made a decision. You made a decision to become a teaching artist after you finish school versus working for a corporation company. Can you please talk to us a little bit more about what helped you make that decision?
So at the time, I was offered two jobs. I could go work for a company doing, what I got my degree for, and I can go teach at the school doing kind of the same thing with the arts program and everything, being an enrichment teacher and things like that. And I had an important conversation, and, what I kept hearing was like, give back. And I feel like it's important to give back to the neighborhoods because these are the people we're surrounded with. The kids, when you catch them early and you're able to instill that encouragement in them, that inspiration, you build future leaders of your community. And and that's what I wanted to really focus on because I'm like, I have it now. I was able, to go to college, thanks to my parents. And I felt like it was time for me to show the kids that, there are things out here, that you can do. It's not just a bad neighborhood. It's not just being hungry or, not having to sleep or things at night, just struggling. So I just wanted to show the kids that, there are other avenues, and the arts helps people with stress. It helps people.
Totally does.
It helps people, cope with things. It helps people get their creative side out, and that's what we need our art field for.
One of the things that I really liked that Ryan had mentioned when we talked was saying that he really thought that it was important to make entrepreneurs out of the little ones when they're little so they don't have to go through these boxed settings, that society sometimes wants to put you in. And I thought that was really, really cool. And you enjoyed it. So what was some of the things that you found that you were like, wow, when you did get to travel and visit all of these schools?
It was
that was like a little disappointing for you and that made you want to continue to inspire, whether through being a teaching artist or through your music lyrics.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm a big fan of your music. When is the album dropping?
Oh, you got a caller.
So I can get to S.H.E Gallery about that. Everything is on the website, so if you go to the website, you can definitely find out all the information.
Any merchandise?
Yeah, it's all gonna be mentioned on the S.H.E Gallery website. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Big fan.
That's awesome. Thank you, caller. I believe the question was who did your album or who did the cover?
Oh yeah.
I didn't get to hear that, but Rhino actually did the cover. You could say that he's an artist.
Yeah.
So he does the designs. He does the designs for his cover. He's a teaching artist and he teaches digital design as well. And then you also make music.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit more about, aside from making music, that's one thing, but then you got into being a performing artist. Can you please talk to us a little bit more about you as a performing artist, when you first started performing, how that opportunity came about?
I was scared.
What that was like for you?
I was scared.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I always used to do music when I was younger. I used to write, used to do poetry, used to sketch, but I always thought it was weird. Like people was like, "You're the drawer." I was known as the kid who sketched in class. If people found out I did music, I thought they would think I was weird. So I wound up doing a couple of songs, and I started recording with this engineer and a buddy of mine, and we had auditioned for a festival that was coming up.
The Africa Festival.
Yeah, the African Fest, and we had actually won. And I was kind of shocked because there was a lot of, there were a lot of great performers. There were a lot of, talented artists, just beautiful individuals. And, the fact that I had one was kind of like an eye opener because I didn't feel like people would see my music as being something that like they really, really enjoyed. So,
He said, "Oh my God, we were actually really good." And finding and seeing that people really, really enjoyed it. And then from that, you were hungry and you wanted to continue to perform.
Oh yeah, it's always been a passion of mine. Like I said, I've always wanted to do music games, just sketching. That was like, that's what I'm used to. That's like my sixth sense. It's an everyday thing.
So when was this first performance, the Africa Fest? Was that here in Chicago?
Yeah, it was in Chicago. It was a while ago. It was a while back.
Like 2, 3 years, 5 years,
Yeah,
6 years?
Yeah, about 3 years.
Okay, that was not that long ago in the big picture. So when I met Ryan and he starts talking to me about what he's doing. Oh, we got another caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, Rhino. I want to know what inspired you to do music.
What you say?
What inspires your music?
Uh, family, everyday things, nature, everything around me. I find it hard to talk about things that I don't know about. You know, so just kids also. I have a
Oh,
couple.
children.
Yeah, kids also.
And when we
Oh, that's
talked, he
amazing.
had said that his environments, observing your environments, right? Like your
Yeah,
community, your neighborhoods.
yeah.
Well, I think you're an awesome artist, and I wish you the best.
That's much love.
Thank you, caller. Thank you
Thank
guys for the
you.
support. It's really, really, really important. One of the things that I had asked Ryan, um, what it was that he loved most about what he's doing right now. It's a lot of sacrifice, like when he's not teaching, he's making music, he's writing music, he's getting studio time so that he can record music. He invites other people. I had the opportunity to go to the studio and actually see him recording. And I cannot tell you the essence of that room, with the energy stones and the incense and the people, just so soulful, and there was no hate, and you could feel it. You could feel that there was a lot of support in that room. And the more that people keep stepping up to follow their dreams, the more people they end up losing. I don't know why that is, but it's very difficult to keep going when that happens. So it's really, really, really inspiring. And then you also inspire other people that are really important to you, such as your little brother, who is also now making music, and you're also encouraging him to also start getting studio time.
Oh yeah, he's been recording. He's been doing well. Especially with his following now. So
That's awesome.
so he's been picking it up. Proud of him.
Hmm. So since you first started performing 3 years ago, how many more performances have you done? And what were some of your best highlights of your career so far?
Oh man, I've done a lot of shows now, and it's like very interesting, and it's very fun, but it's also like exciting. It's very exciting. Like I've done, like you said earlier, the House of Blues, places like that.
That's
And,
big. That's really big.
Yeah, I'm waiting on United Center, so
We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah.
there.
But
But
yeah, I've done a lot of places. I guess some of my biggest highlights was, just having fans come shake, my hand, try and hug me. People hitting me up over social media saying, hey, we love your music. Are you on Spotify? Where can we find you? Are you coming out to Texas to do a show? We recently did, a show and whatnot. And another big highlight was actually traveling to do shows. It's one thing doing them in your hometown, but when you actually like start traveling to do shows in other places, it's
Yeah.
like it's a whole nother level.
yeah, wow. Do you see yourself just taking off with the music and not teaching anymore?
Um, I feel like I'm always gonna be a teacher. I feel like everyone's a teacher. It's just our job to educate people, about certain subjects and things like that. Music in general, I'm going full blast with it, But as an educator, I feel like I'm always gonna be an educator.
And you are, just by being an influence as well. We have another caller. Thank you for calling, caller. What's your question?
Hi, I have a question for Rhino. Rhino, if you could perform with any artist, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Dead
Uh,
or alive?
Dead or alive?
mm,
Ooh,
mm.
Tupac what? Kanye what?
I say Sade. I say Sade because if I go with Lupe, I'm gonna get competitive.
Oh, Sade's an awesome artist, too. Thank you.
Ah, I wasn't expecting that one. Sade, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
At the box, so it's not just like rap music. That's really soulful. And if you guys are get familiar with Rhino's music, it is very soulful and it's very inspiring. Everything is about you getting ahead. It's not, we also talked about this misconception with hip hop and rap, and we're like, oh, we gotta make sure we talk about that because it's so important. The misconception with hip hop and rap music. I think that people look at rap music and just associate it with like bad, negative, drinking, this,
Image, yeah.
right. And then I call it hip hop, but then there's also like these rappers who are really spitting knowledge, like real knowledge, like Nas and Erykah Badu. I mean, you listen to their music, Lupe Fiasco, Talib Kweli, Immortal Technique, Jesus Christ. I mean, they are just spitting real knowledge, real history too. So they're telling you something, and music, Rhino's music in specific, inspires you to be you and to keep getting ahead, no matter what. We're winding down, and we're actually gonna be able to listen to a little bit of Rhino's spoken word in just a few minutes. So we're just gonna wrap things up a little bit. You are a mentor. You're a teacher, whether you're in a classroom or not. What are the 3 words of advice that you give your little brother and that you want to give to the audience today?
I would say expect the unexpected. You know, things happen and people do change. You know, like you said earlier, you know, you'll lose a couple people chasing, you know, what you dreamt of, especially if you're outgrowing people. You know, success comes with a price.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I like I said, it's a long story. You know, you lose people, and then people do come along in your life. So expect things to happen, and expect things that you don't expect to happen. So
Expect the unexpected, no matter what.
and yeah, you know, the other one was you know, I always tell them too. You know, whether you succeed or fail, people are gonna judge you. So why not go for what you want?
Yes.
You know.
That's so true. I was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends, and she was reading, she listens to talk radio or something. Diane, our co-host. Hi, Diane, we miss you. Hello, baby Jamie. We're talking about this, and she was like, you know, these people that have near life-death experiences, all they talk about is, I wish I would have done that. And like he said, when he stepped out of sketching and started getting into music, people were kind of like, huh? Like me, I come here, hey, I'm going to host a show. Like, what? Who are you? Like, why are you hosting a show? Well, because I'm following my dreams, and this is what I'm doing, and hello, and thank you for being here. That's what happens. That's what happens when you follow your dream. And that's really hard. It's hard to earn that respect, but you have to keep working and just keep doing what you love to do no matter what, because life is so short. Life is so short. You can't stop to worry about what people are going to think, because people are going to think and judge regardless. So make sure that you make yourself happy and that you follow your dreams no matter what. But there was something else, right? Like something you told your brother about, if it's not making you happy and it's not making you money, you need to keep on moving.
If it's not making you happy, if it's not making you money, you don't have time for it.
You don't have time for it. Your time is precious, man.
You don't. And the older you get, you'll find it out.
Yeah.
You know. So.
And that's awesome coming from somebody that's so young, so inspiring, who has such an old soul. So, Rhino, thank you again for being with us. Thank you guys for joining us. We have a really, really great season. You can find the rest of our guests on the website. We'll be uploading them shortly. And also, please remember that you can always contact our guests directly. You can contact Rhino directly and all of our previous guests. Next week, we are inviting Attorney Louis Warienga, who is going to give us some tax tips, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about nonprofits, which is what we are, which is really special. I've known Louis for a long time, so I'm really excited to have him here. I'm really looking forward. So, Rhino, we are going to hand it over to you. Thank you guys again. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys again next week.
All right, thank you. This is a piece of a spoken word I had for, you know, something I was writing. So it's loyalty makes the family, so I'm not a part of my family tree. A broken branch slipped on the beak of the road. A rotted fruit inside a gut in the gold, squeezing the root, trying to reap the juice, but all I got was a crumbled up rose. Now I should build a pyramid and call it my home. Teleport myself out of space, yes, where these aliens roam. Discover the galaxy and stars in an uncharted zone. Now I reach another place where them others had gone. My head's in the clouds, why? Because I speak sort of different. Listen, I'm a believer but not a Christian. Now my name is listed in my own envision. Thank Miss Mother as I listen to existence with these sketchbooks and blue pencils.
Did you hear that? Did you get that? Galaxy, stars. Thank you guys again so much for being with us. Yeah, that was really, really awesome. And again, please contact us directly on the S.H.E Gallery. You can find out more about Rhino, his activities that are coming up as well. And that's it. It looks like we are going to, we have a couple of minutes, so we're going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit more about just one more thing. Please visit our website and note that S.H.E Gallery also has an art exhibition going on right now at Elephant Room. We are presenting Lauren Fees. Lauren Fees is the winning artist. Oops. She is the winning artist from our Creative Con Access Labs activities that we had at the Chicago Cultural Center last year in April. S.H.E Gallery hooked up with Elephant Room Gallery. We collaborated and we were teaching people how to write basic art exhibition proposals. We picked one of those proposals and made that dream come true. And that dream is up and running today, right now, and it is still running through the end of February. We're also going to have some community workshops, and we are excited about them. So thank you guys again for being with us, and join us again next week. Peace.